Stick to what got y'all here and not try to do too much after losing the first game?
That's what we do. That's what we've been doing all year long. We went literally 2 months, and I think maybe lost a game or two by doing what we do. So it won't change. We just got to do it better. And they did better. They did what they do better than what we do better last night. So we watched film, and we just got to do a little harder.
How do you get defensive stops better?
More aggressive, knowing who's on the floor, knowing where we can help off of, and just making their shots more tough. I think Clay shot 15 threes last night, and like maybe 10, 12 of them were open. Nick Young, played limited minutes and had 9 points. So it's those baskets that we can't allow to happen.
James, is it fair to say that the bigger adjustments are defensive for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Can you talk about how you up the communication? Because you guys always say that's the key to your defense.
Yeah, like just I think in the comments up in that first quarter.
Down.
That first quarter, transition. After two made baskets, we don't get matched up, and KD hits a three, and then Nick Young hits a three. Like that's 6 points right there automatically. So it's, instead of a 30 to 29 point first quarter. Instead of them having 24, 23 points in that first quarter, they got 29, and so those points that we can't allow, that's on us, not matching up.
James, you guys started so hot in that game. You had the lead, and then they were able to make a run. How much of it?
That was a run I just told you. We gave them, It wasn't a run where they just got tough buckets. They got easy open threes. Yeah. Like, that's on us.
Mike was just saying, though, maybe overall you have to up the intensity as a team just a little more, knowing what's at stake, and you can't fall back.
No. The intensity is going to get, it's going to be even higher than it was last night, But once again, can't allow guys to get open shots because we didn't get those open shots, transition. And it wasn't even a fast-paced transition. It wasn't like after the turnover or anything. It was two made baskets, and they got open shots. But that happened throughout the course of the game, and those points continue to add up.
How much do they remove the margin? You mentioned some mistakes that they remove the margin of error that you can't make against them, the kind you can against virtually everybody you've played the last 3-4 years.
It's the Western Conference Finals. There's 4 teams here for a reason. So obviously, these 4 teams have done great things all year, and you can't make the same mental mistakes like you're in a regular season game, regular season game 5.
James, I know that you're focused on Game 2 in the series, but last night Kevin Durant was not asked this question. He just mentioned it in an answer that they have the MVP over there. What does that mean to you coming from him talking about you in that fashion?
It's great, man. It's great to hear from, obviously a former MVP. And, I just try to put the work in and try to go out and give my team the best opportunities and chances to win the game, And so, last night wasn't enough. And so I got to keep our guys' swag up and that same energy, like that we've been having all season long. And tomorrow's going to be even tougher. But, this is what we're here for.
Does it make it any more special coming from a guy like that?
Yeah, former teammate, like I said, former MVP. He's done some great things, obviously, in this league. We all know he had a great game last night. And, we got to figure some things out. But it's a great feeling.
You mentioned that swag. How important is it keeping that swag?
That's what we've had all year. That's why we're in this position, And last night at times we didn't have it. We got to have that for a full course of a game. Especially playing against the Warriors.
James, you just won 2 in Salt Lake. 65 wins. You can obviously win on the road, but you also know you go down 2-0, having to go to Oakland. That can.
We worried about game 2, man.
Yeah.
We can't worry about nothing else but game 2 tomorrow night. Executing possession by possession and trying to do things to keep them off their rhythm, and then for everybody else on the Rockets trying to get our rhythm. Defensively get stops and offensively push the pace and get open shots.
James, you played 35 minutes. Were you tired at all in that game?
No, I wasn't tired.
Is that going to go up? Are you going to play more in game 2 you would anticipate?
Yeah. I hope so. Probably play 48 if I have to.
James, a little bit more on just keeping that attitude you guys have had all year. You mentioned it a little bit last night.
Yeah.
Will you talk with the guys as the day goes on?
Yesterday I called guys. After the game I called guys because you can just tell as a leader, when guys aren't happy or when guys aren't moving or having the same swag. So I just, call guys and see how they feeling. Some of the guys first time being here, but I know how hard they work to get to this position. So I want to make sure that they're good and in a good place. And all the guys seem, happy and motivated. So, we watch film, we can correct some things, and tomorrow we should be better.
What do you think it means, James, for guys on this team, role players particularly, to hear from you after a game like that?
It means a lot, and it's not like just the first time it happened. You know, I call guys regular season, go eat with guys after games or whatnot. But I mean, it's a great feeling, you know, and I'm sure, like, you know, even teammates call me because we're in this together, and like I can't do it by myself, and we need everybody to be at their top top play, and so. Whether it's CP, whether it's Eric, whether it's Tuck, and we just open up and just talk about the game, talk about things that we see, that they see from their angle. We can get better on things that they saw that actually worked, and figure it out.
James, there were a couple times in the first 2 rounds. I think Game 3 against Minnesota, you guys lost on the road.
Yeah.
And then Game 2 here against Utah, and both times you guys bounced back, kind of dug in a little more. Is this obviously another case where you got to take it to the next level for Game 2?
To another level for sure. Like even looking at the Utah series, like Game 1 we barely won.
Yeah.
Game 2 we lost, and then we're like, okay, we're in the semifinals. We got to turn up now. And so Game 3 we played like we should play on both ends of the floor. And so here we are. We're in the Western Conference Finals. So we got to play like we need to, like we're supposed to be here. Which we do deserve to be here. And defensively, just get into it, and get into a rhythm, a groove, helping each other out, communicating, being active, and then offensively pushing the pace, like I said, in transition, getting stops, and knocking down our shots.